Hi everyone! I would love to talk about a recent event that has so many people talking and my observations from a mental health perspective. News outlets from all over are highlighting the big event from the Oscars last night. The world watched Chris Rock get slapped in the face by Will Smith after Chris made a joke at the expense of Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. So many are pointing a finger at who is to blame. It's easy to blame Will for inciting violence or Chris for making a joke at the expense of Jada's appearance. There are even others who blame Jada for putting her husband under so much pressure that it caused him to snap. What I would like to focus on is the problem that ensues when we lack two things. One is the ability to synchronize with the feelings of others, and two, the ability to be tender to other people's weaknesses. Chris is a comedian who makes fun of people for a living. When we lack the ability to synchronize with other people, we aren't able to understand what it's like to know or feel what they are feeling. This is actually a developmental milestone that we learn by the age of 5 from healthy parents or caregivers who model this with us. When this isn't learned, we say things out of ignorance, unaware of the humiliation that it can cause a person. Chris's inability to synchronize with Jada and her physical struggle caused them to lack tenderness to her vulnerability. When we look at Will's response, we can agree that using physical violence is never an appropriate way to solve a conflict or an emotional issue. When someone is experiencing a violation of one of their values or is triggered by someone who is exploiting a weakness of theirs or of one of their loved ones, they do not act in ways that align with their character. When we are in pain, we don't act like ourselves. Our brain reacts with a fight, flight, or freeze response. Will's response does not appear to reflect who he is, but it does reflect the response of someone who is experiencing pain or who has witnessed someone else in tremendous pain. There are ways we can learn to regulate our emotions so that we do not react with such exaggerated means. But when someone has a loved one who is experiencing so much emotional pain from an autoimmune disease like alopecia that affects a person's appearance, it can take time to process, heal, and find peace from the trauma. This is clearly a trying time for Jada and Will, and unfortunately, being in the spotlight places people at risk of their vulnerabilities being exposed and exploited by others who are not able to empathize. This is really a difficult situation, and I can empathize with every person involved.